Hi, buddy.
Good morning,
Good morning. Hello.
Peggy.
Hey, so what we're going to do, you guys, we've been doing personal chats with all of the authors of the Fourfold Formula, which is book one of All Things Wellness, 3-book series. Dr. Markus Wettstein. Oh, I'm getting good.
Okay, let me say Markus Wettstein. That's all.
Okay, Markus
Nice and
Wettstein.
easy.
It's no big deal. Peggy Vilms, not Williams. We wrote the book, we co-wrote the book, and we've been doing these personal chats. We've done some story teasers with our authors, and so we've been doing these chats, and we're doing ours today, a personal chat of like, what's up?
Yeah, exactly. Look at this.
Hi, what do you have? Oh, Jesus. Have
Christmas in July, dear.
Yes,
My wife is into Christmas in July.
I love Christmas, and I love your wife, so that sounds good.
I support whatever, that I have a problem with the concept. I think the Christmas spirit should be all year round, to be honest with you.
Amen. I agree. All right, so hey, we got to let people kind of get to know us. This is unrehearsed. I'm going to start with a question.
All right.
Yeah, well, we kind of know, most people know that you're a physician and you're an endocrinologist, and that's what you do during the day. And so you save lives. You help people not, metabolic system, diabetes, all that boring stuff. If you didn't, all that fun stuff. That's how we met. I know a lot of people have heard stories about that, but that's how we met.
That's right. You were my boss, huh?
Oh, I like that.
The office.
I never got the T-shirt that I was your boss. I should have known that back then. Then, if that was the case, I was way underpaid.
Yeah, I know. Hey, they gotten worse, right? So.
Well, to deal with you, I should have gotten paid twice as much.
Yeah, because I'm a really difficult character to deal with. Because I've been always sort of like a rebel, not really very predictable. How do you grow up in Germany and after 20 years you say, I had enough of this, I'm hightailing it out of here,
You're not, though, you're not difficult to deal with, you're not passive aggressive, that's not you, but you do have stirrings and things inside you that are going on, that you can have that earn an Emmy kind of face that's like, sure, meeting at 2 is great.
When it comes to, politics and stuff, I just can't believe what's going on and all these kind of things, I'm my own person. Don't tell me I belong here or there. I earned my freedom. Yeah. No behavior like that, with the politics and all these negative influences. And, our group is a different story.
You're an energy. You are more now that we've known each other for a while and done lots of projects together and stuff, and we've written this book together. We're going to write a couple more. I really can see how much we are energy, empathic feelers of energy, because we can feel it off of each other. We can feel it off of others. And when I look back at you and I working in a very corporate America regimented hospital facility with hospitals, that very black and white policy, I can see where we would be it would run our day versus now how we've learned and grown and we're much more comfortable.
Well, this is this development that basically you took me on this ride, right? Mm-hmm. And because of our background, I said, let's go ahead with the authorship. We mentioned that, we tossed it around for years. And, over the years, through this process that we are going through here, I just realized how futile some of my behaviors are and things like that. And that's what basically, I think, changed my personality quite a bit from back then. Because growing up, the staunch German upbringing,
right,
is no room for the spiritual aspects, the emotional aspects, the heart, it's just not there. And trying to develop that at this age is sometimes a little painful, but hey, the result is absolutely worth it.
We've been through a lot together. I mean, we've been through job changes. We've been through stuff with our kids, serious stuff with our kids. We've been through divorces, together. Each of us have had that, and new loves together. I mean, you actually were a big, big fan of my relationship. And part of doing stuff together, when people do have a connection like that, when you really feel it, you're on the same path and you can kind of go off. But for us, we just kept kind of coming back and clicking and coming back to the same path again. And what would you do if you didn't, for a while, you stopped being a doctor and went and kind of did some self-discovery for, a year or whatever. But if you had all the money in the world, or you didn't need money, what would you do full time? What would make you happy to just do every day?
That's the point. At this stage in my life, I don't think I would want to commit to anything full time anymore, because there are so many things that I've realized that I have to catch up with, or that I have to learn about, that the intenseness of just one focus is not valuable to me anymore. It's not really something that so I'm doing my part-time here, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And in the 2 weeks off, I develop with you, all this, what we're doing right now. And it's a lot of fun. I wouldn't want to do without, but I wouldn't have the time if I was doing what I was doing for 30 years of my life, which is going to work at 7 and coming out of there at 7,
Right. And being on call, or what,
right.
like most physicians.
It is satisfying, and it is a lot of fun at the time, and
right.
Just because you do good, you try and help people all the time, and it makes you feel good on the inside for that aspect of it. But yeah, through this process here, the book writing, I realized that there is so much more. And that
just made me realize how, a lot of family and friends over my years had said, and I think I've talked about this, how, Peggy, now she's doing this and now she's doing that, and she pings from this and she pings from this. Excuse me. I think sometimes they don't realize how much all of the things that I do are connected. Like, it's just kind of either diverting a little, but it all kind of keeps coming back. But when I was just thinking of you and I together, what's that? Yeah.
I see some of your concepts from previous processes coming into this, and it's all just growing.
And I was just thinking about the differences in a way of both of our personalities or experiences, because over here, let's pretend I tap into A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And over here, you've done A and B. You've been the doctor and the husband. I mean, that's really what you spent 30 years doing. And it's not one way or the other. I could be crazy going too far the other way. You had 2 or 3 points over here you were focused on, and I had 10, whatever. But the point is now, as we've aged, we're going, what are the points we want to have fun doing?
Exactly.
Where do we want to grow? Who do we want to meet? Look how many people we've met this year through this project.
Yeah, it's true. And what I get now also is that most people tell me, and I didn't know that at the time, but if you have the passion, it's not really work. It's amazing. It's a completely different mindset and a completely different way for your body to experience this.
There's something you told me a couple of years ago. I don't know if you'll remember. Well, you probably won't, but weird things embed in my head that people are like, I don't even remember saying that. What you just said, I've never felt like it was my job. Because I love what I do so much, and I get up and I'm so excited that I can barely start to, I just can't wait to get going. So it never has felt like a job, to the point of my detriment. A couple of years ago, I was home. So I live in Florida, and I was back seeing Marcus in Colorado, which is where we met. And it was COVID. And so I was staying hunkered down because I've got some illnesses. I want to get out and about. And I was busy. I was like so busy. And I remember in the back of my head, you made a comment like, are you sure you're taking care of yourself? Something like this. It kind of made me feel like, are you busy? Like, are you really busy? Are you getting things done? It kind of made me feel, which was probably my own insecurities, are you working smarter or harder kind of thing, Peggy? Right? And it just made me realize when you just looked at me and said that busyness for so many people watching me is probably like, oh, how horrible and hard and yucky that is. She's working like 18 hours a day. And I'm going, this is heaven.
It's mania. Okay.
I wrote a story in our book about that. It is.
The fun thing between the two of us is I can say these things and you don't feel hurt.
I don't give a rat's ass. No, I don't.
Oh, funny.
I do get manic. I think a lot of people who are addicted or love what they do about certain things or whatever their thing is, they do get manic about it. Even people who race motorcycles or love cars or sew. Look how many women who love to sew or crochet and knit, and all of a sudden they're making pot holders. And you're like, why would you use a knitted pot holder to take cookies out of the oven? They're gonna, but that's what they're doing. It's manic. I think some physicians are manic.
Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah. There is plenty of high performers, but you know, usually there's a dark side to that as well if you keep it up without the breaks. And that's why I feel like sometimes I need to remind you to take those, because going off the deep end, that's, you know, sometimes serious business and sometimes terminal business.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is Nutella.
That's right. You know, that's not a food group.
Question. You knew that all along. My addiction to Nutella is so entrenched. It's back at my bedside, believe me.
Right. You guys, there's Stephanie. We have been working on his Nutella
addiction.
Really, let's just say it like it is. But I think it's so ingrained historically with your growing up. His Nutella story, Marcus, we have to have a blog about you and Nutella. I mean, that's amazing.
Hey, I'm a pre-diabetic, so I'm thinking about suing Ferrero, which is the company that makes Nutella. You know, if people get money from spilling hot coffee, I mean, I should get oodles of money out of suing them for making Nutella and making me a pre-diabetic. You know,
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I as a coach, that is one thing that I have not really top 5, top 10, whatever things I've not been able to help clients with. We got a little better for a while, but you guys, I'm just going to say, I could not curb his Nutella addiction.
Oh, and even in my new marriage, that was something that I had to carve out. Now I managed to work on it myself. Okay. And so I got all the kids addicted. And when it comes to the end of the line here with the bottom of the
That's it. That's a big deal.
That's mine.
So really what you're doing is you're a sabotager, you're an enabler. So that comes first. Well, hey, you know.
I'm just a horrible kind of guy like that. No, honestly, I worked on it, and now I've worked on it to the point where I can say, okay, these addictions are present, and I will give into it every once in a while, but I don't beat myself up over it anymore, because that creates resistance and even worse behavior in me. So what I do is I just get it over with. And then I'm good for another month or so, you know, not like in the olden days, it was daily, every day, scooping that stuff out with a spoon and, 100 grams of sugar, no problem. Oh.
Yeah. No, I know.
Well, that's pretty, I don't know if I want to air this. Maybe we should, come up
personal chats. Personal chats. Personal chats. All right. I'm trying to think of other questions. What's a question you have for me? I'm trying to think of another question for you. Are you a movie buff? Do you like movies? What genre of movies do you watch?
No. Look, when I lived on my own, I didn't even have a TV in my.
You didn't. No, you didn't.
No TV. So I am not really very good with any of this. I spend my time now trying to catch up frantically because of my age with all the stuff that I realized I have not done yet. So there's not much downtime, really. I love to do stuff.
Yeah. Do you play games like board games or
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monopoly is an old standby Risk. It was in the olden days a big one that we used to play.
Yeah.
And that is, when you're talking about war in our next book,
That's right.
there is.
Axis and allies, chess, checkers. Every game is a war.
But I don't like that all that much anymore because it has to do with war and it has to do with finances, and it
Correct.
kind of trains people how to do this.
Correct.
So it's really one of those things that's in my cross-side for analyzing, was this really something worthwhile, and should I play that with my kids now? Or,
So you're
should-
saying you want to play Candyland?
exactly, shoots and ladders.
Shoots and ladders, that's right. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's come up with one more question. If you could vacation anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
Wow. Okay. Vacation. There's so many places that I haven't seen, but we've been talking more and more about Bora Bora.
No.
I want to
Yeah.
try that out. Definitely.
Yeah. Everything glass bottom. That's
Yeah.
one of my top hitters too.
But it is quite expensive, and I have a problem flinging money around, because how I'm set up. I'm not really, living in a fancy house or anything like that. It's, a little farm, and we make
Yeah.
our own food, and
Yeah.
we're going to start with our own electricity and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's a small little outfit, and nothing to brag about. Let's put it this way, because I think braggers are idiots.
Let's just say it. T-shirt says braggers are idiots. We're not bragging. We're not bragging.
We're not bragging.
I would like to go back. I don't know. I'm always beachy girl, you know that, but I was in Germany for 4 years in Heidelberg. And I think that Dana and I would like to take one of those really long cruises and kind of go through the whole, just all through like Rhine and all through just England and Europe, and just take a long cruise and kind of go all around there, bounce off, and just
But all with water, you mean? It's got to be.
I think we want to, this is a dream, right? We want to hop on a boat here, hey, and just kind of boat over there and then nomad around. And, once you've been over there and this, and you're sitting on the cobblestones and you're having coffee on the cafes outside, there's nothing like that. There's just
that's true.
nothing like the little towns. But yeah, I think we'd like to do a tour kind of through there. But all right, well, hopefully people got to know us a little bit more than they want to.
Honestly, I don't believe you're going to wind up being very happy about the cruise across the ocean, because it's freaking boring for you.
I know.
Not for you,
You know
girl.
what? I got to tell you though, what's really funny, I went on a cruise for 12 or 14 days. And we went down to Aruba, Curacao, can't even remember, St. John's, all that down that area. But we were on the boat most of the time. And what I loved about it, we went at Christmas time. So yeah, Stephanie would love that. It was the most decked out, beautiful, singing constantly, all sorts of things. And you know what? I actually loved it because there were all sorts of shows and ice rinks and all sorts of things. It was always busy. I could kind of go off and do my own thing, but
Sure, yes.
yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, you guys, we'll be back with some other authors this week on their personal chats and learn more about them, maybe what their favorite food is too. So until next time, till I see you again, Marcus.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later, Peggy.
Bye.
Bye.